One thing we
This is
should all learn
exactly
from men
how
as
I'd go
women is
about
putting
treating
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strada and here is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notification, and let's dive into it. So today I came across this videos on my For You page on TikTok where women are actually out to talk about how they are learning from men. Like they get reasons why it's a safe male, you know, achieve more compared to that of women, and I was able to put up some of those teachings. Please leave me your own thoughts and let's dive into it.
One thing we should all learn from men as women is putting ourselves first. Yeah. A man will leave a woman with kids all because he's putting himself first. A man will choose to cheat on you all because he's putting his happiness first. Yeah. A man will lie to you all because he's protecting his peace. So in conclusion, as a woman, stop being selfless and start being a little bit more selfish. Yeah. Put yourself first because men will always put themselves first. And don't feel guilty about it at all.
2 years old having breakfast with my daddy at a restaurant when he asked me about my relationship, and I could feel myself about to cry, and I was like, well, daddy, I want to break up with him, but he keeps making me feel like I'm the only person he has in the whole world. He said, and I quote, Shonda, if that boy had found somebody else, he would have left you in a second. Men will put themselves first regardless of it being inconvenient, regardless of what all you've done for them. They will still do what's best for them. They don't care if you've moved cross country to be with them. They don't care if you've just had their baby. They don't care if you've just been diagnosed with cancer and you really could use their support. Women are always taught to sacrifice and put everything and everyone first, but never forget that your happiness matters. You're not gonna good deal.
The reason why women are not successful when dating is because we don't watch what men do. Men are the best teachers. Men never settle or reduce their standards to accommodate a woman. I say them when they contact me. If I say I've got women here who can be a good match for you, they'll say, no, that's not what I'm looking for. This is what I want. They don't even reduce their standards to accommodate these women who I'll be having, like say I've profiled. They stick to say they want. It's only us women who say, as long as he loves me. And I'm like, really? Why do we have to lower our standards? They are not lowering their standards to accommodate us, but we lower our standards to accommodate men who don't even deserve us. Why do we do that? Ladies, we need to stop. Take lessons from men. You don't know how to date? Watch a man. They only concentrate on things that benefit them. If it doesn't benefit them, they drift away. You have to do the same. Play the same game. You'll be very successful. Good luck.
How did it look for me prioritizing myself? So for me in my relationship, what was very loud was that I wanted him to spend quality time with me and I wanted to connect. And because of where he was at in his journey at that time, there was definitely just too much pressure on our relationship because I was needing it from him. I chose two things because I tend to have like decision paralysis. So I was like, okay, every time I want him to spend quality time with me, I'm going to prioritize spending quality time with myself first. And so the two things that I picked was one, taking a bath. And I was like not a bath taker. I'm still hardly a bath taker, but it was something that I could do that was just for me, right? It involves me, nobody else, and it's something that was easily accessible to me and didn't cost me like a ton of money. The second thing that I chose for myself was making myself tea or cacao because it's kind of a little bit of a longer process, and it was like I'm making myself something. I'm connecting with myself. That was kind of the overall goal, was like, how can I spend quality time with myself? So every time I was like looking over at him, watching YouTube videos, I was like, he should be spending time with me. He doesn't even want to spend time with me. Does he even love me? I was like, okay, there's my indicator that I need to spend time with myself. So let me go and do that. And I kid you fucking not, when I started doing that, he actually started spending more quality time with me. I truly believe it's because there wasn't this like pressure cooker for our relationship of me needing him to do that for myself. I was doing it for myself, and that alleviated so much pressure that it actually opened up space for him to come in.
If you're wondering if putting yourself first will mean like you're a narcissist or that you're selfish, straight away I'm here to tell you that you won't be. If you were a narcissist, you wouldn't even be thinking that. You are exactly the type of person who needs to put themselves first. Because if you're a selfish person, you're like, yes, put myself first, let's go, of course. In fact, you wouldn't even be listening to this style of content. The fact that you are questioning it, you need to put yourself first. You need to start being selfish. That's why I give that advice. Be selfish. Be obsessed with yourself. Put yourself first. And everyone in the comments, oh, but it's just so selfish. It's not for you, baby. It's for the people who really struggle to put themselves first. And they don't understand the simple concept that if you've got nothing to give from, you are not giving anything. You are not giving anything of quality. So the way to do that is not to break that and say, oh, that's it. From now on, I'm going to put myself first. But for me, I get motivated by doing things for other people. I can't change that. That's just how I feel. And that's often how the people who watch me feel. So instead of going, that's it, I'm going to do things for me, just imagine that you are a person who you want to do things for. So as opposed to asking your husband, your boyfriend, your cat, your dog what they want to have for dinner, pretend that you are a third party, like a second person with you, and be like, if I was looking after me, how would I treat me? What would I do if I was looking after me? What kind of green smoothie would I get myself? How would I put myself first? How would I show up for myself? Because people like us, we don't show up for ourselves, huh? We don't show up for ourselves. We show up for other people. This car is getting too hot. We show up for other people. That's the problem. We don't show up for ourselves. But why don't you, for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, dang it, imagine you are a person who you love. Trust me, your life will change.
Men are programmed to put themselves first. So when they cheat on you, they're putting themselves first. When they break up with you and then they come back, they're putting themselves first. When they lie to you, they're putting themselves first. When they cheat on you, they're putting themselves first. When they promise to call you and they don't, they're putting themselves first. When they have an affair, they're putting themselves first. When they promise to marry you and they never fulfill it, they are putting themselves first. So instead of you there wondering why they cheat on you, why they don't call you, why you're such a good woman and they said that they want a good woman and they still cheat on you, is because they're programmed to put themselves first. So while you're there obsessing about them, right, still putting them first, the man is over here putting himself first. And so that is why I teach about decentering men and self-love, because ladies, you need to start putting yourself first. So if this resonates with you, please check out my bio and sign up for my heal checklist.
So how do you begin choosing yourself first? Such a good question, Carly. The first thing I would do is decide to be selfish. A lot of times we get hate when we decide to put ourselves first and what we want over what other people want. But I want to give you full permission to 100% put yourself first and become selfish. Because you're here to live your life getting every single thing that you want. And so be selfish, put yourself first. What you want is quite literally the only thing that matters when it comes to your life. The second thing I would do to start choosing yourself is set some boundaries. When I was healing and going through my spiritual journey, I had to cut my family off for a little bit. I had to set some boundaries and let them know that, hey, I'm going through something right now and our views on this is different. And so I need some time alone. Please do not contact me. Please do not bother me. And it's the same with romantic and friendships. Set some boundaries so people know what you're not willing to put up with and what they can expect. The third thing I would do to choose myself first is do the daily things that it's going to require for you to feel whole on the inside. For instance, meditations, subliminal tapes, affirmations during the day, breath work, as many things as you need, as many times as you need in order to get yourself feeling whole on the inside. Because the way that we feel about ourselves on the inside is what makes us put ourselves first. The final thing I would say about choosing yourself first is don't go anywhere if you don't feel like it. If you don't have good energy and you don't feel like you're going to go and add to whatever's going on, then do not go. When I was healing, there were so many times where my friends would ask me to go out for drinks and whatnot, and I would have to turn it down just because I didn't feel complete and whole on the inside for a little bit. My energy wasn't 100% in it, and I felt like if I went, it would almost throw me off even more. Unless you think whatever you're going to or going to do is adding to your energy, then I suggest you do not do it. For instance, an event where you're getting together with a lot of business people. If you want to be a business person, this could be an opportunity for you to raise your vibration and get in the vibration of money or what it feels like to be that business person. But if it's going out and drinking and being out until 2 a.m., that's not helping you raise your vibration. That's actually dragging you down. I hope this helps. I love you all so much. And again, I'm creating Future Queens on my page. If you ever want coaching, reach out on Instagram.
This is exactly how I'd go about treating myself as a priority, so I never lose myself again in my marriage, knowing everything I know after being a wife of 12 years. Okay, now as wives, we have been trained to place everybody else's needs first. At work, you're in the boardroom fighting boardroom wars. You come back home, it's the nanny who is waiting for you. You've given her instructions. She still feels she cannot move. Your son is waiting there for you to check the homework. Your hubby also, he has been trained to wait for you to come to save him. Okay, now here's the thing. What tends to happen is you get so lost trying to put out all these fires that you forget yourself. And it's not your fault if that's how you've been, because that's how we've been programmed that a good wife does. She takes care of everybody else and places her needs last, because there is this reward you are going to get in the end. I don't know when that end is. Okay, so if that is you, know that your value as a feminine woman does not come from what you do. Your value comes from who you are, your essence, just who you are. That is where your value comes from. And you do not have to keep breaking your back so that you can prove to everyone around you that you've got this. You don't have to prove yourself to even your husband. Okay, so the one tip I will leave you with is, over the next 12 weeks, set aside time on a Saturday. Be it and start with an hour. And you may resist this idea because you may say, oh, I have too much. Ask for help. Just leave that house, go and sit at a cafe with a journal. And on top, write and ask yourself, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? Sit with yourself and start to journal what those answers are. And right from there, ask yourself, are you moving towards this woman you see yourself becoming? Because this is the first step of ensuring you never have to lose yourself again. All right.
These are some easy ways to start prioritizing yourself, girl, because you've been prioritizing others for way too long. And I'm gonna need you to start ignoring these phone calls. Like, not every phone call deserves your attention, and you know this. You know you don't want to pick up for Lisa. Lisa probably talking about the same thing, probably gonna get you caught up in that same drama and lower your energy. Like, start ignoring these phone calls that do not serve you or do not bring you good energy. Limit how much you share and spend on social media. Why do you think people deserve to know that you got that promotion at that job? Why do people deserve to even know what you ate for lunch? They don't. Stop scrolling all the time and comparing yourself on there. Everybody lying. Everybody, especially on Instagram. Get that beauty rest. Honestly, beauty rest makes you less bitchy. I know, I'm living proof. It's science. I don't make up the rules. Stop reacting and sage it away. Pray it and sage it away. I'm like talking to myself when I say this because I be reacting to some things, but you too. I know you do too. Stop it. Negative energy, sage it away. Cucaracha man, sage it away. Sage it all away. Stop reacting. Just let it go, God, and your spirit guide.
Yeah, seriously, please. I think that I have actually thought about this before. Like, oftentimes it's as if men are just the one getting everything. Men are the one, that women are needing financial support from. Men are the one that is, that has the high chance of cheating. I wouldn't even dispute the fact that women are not cheating. But in terms of percentage, men has the high percentage of, cheating in a relationship or falling out of love or not ready to sacrifice anything or not ready to put up with anything. And I was like, why is it so? Then I was just going through my For You page on TikTok, and I saw these women, talking about how they are actually learning from these men, and to tell you the truth, whatsoever that they have listed out is just something that people need to really look into. Okay, let's just take for instance, in times of, cheating. If you watch closely, it's as if they are just actually doing this thing, or because they feel that they want to do it. Like they just like doing things because they want to do it, because they're putting themselves first. Like it's as if, okay, any other person does not really matter. If I am okay, then that is when every other person can be okay. But in the other hand, let's take for instance, in times of relationship and marriage and all of that, a woman would tend to sacrifice her happiness in order to build a relationship that she feels that, okay, she's doing this for her kids, because she wouldn't want her kids to grow up in separate families or something like that. But a man, on the other hand, can never, or even if they can, but majority of them cannot do that. They can't just be in a relationship, or because they want to prove a point of not wanting to break up in a relationship because of their kids or something. They often choose themselves. They often want to do something that will make them happy. They are the first people to move on so fastly. And when you see a woman still, trying to like recover from a relationship before she even give chance to other people into her life, but when it's a man's, pain, he decided that he want to move on fastly. He wants to just get it done. Like there's no time for him to keep wallowing around trying to cry over a spilled beans. But a woman, on the other hand, she have to think about, okay, is this relationship suitable for my kids? Is it suitable for people around me? They tend to like think about people around them before their own personal, before their own personal thing. So that is why when I saw these stitches from these women, I think that some of them, if not most of them, are actually hitting the nail. And for women to begin to actually think like a man, like those things, just like the opposites, I think it's going to affect a lot of people. It's going to affect a lot of relationships. So lovelies, I think when a woman begins to put herself first in everything that she does, in terms of maybe work, relationship, or whatsoever, it's going to break a wedge of someone almost or up to feeling hurt or feeling neglected, because so many women be complaining about how they've been treated, but without them knowing that you are supposed to treat yourself well first, before any other person is going to, treat you better. Like the other lady that I stitched her video talking about, nobody is thinking about you. You are the only one that is meant to think about yourself. So if these men are always thinking about them first, even if they want to decide to get, married to this person, they're doing that because of themselves. Like if it's going to benefit them, they don't really go, towards something that does not benefit them. This also have to, be applied in terms of your profession. A lot of, women tend to give up their profession in order to raise kids. And I've not seen a man, even if there are, that are very little, giving up their profession, their job, their work, and their career because they want to, raise kids. No, they don't do that. But women, on the other hand, does that. They are the first one to like, okay, let me just sit there while you focus more on your career. And the worst part of all of this thing is that when this man eventually focus more on his career and absolutely doing well for himself, this is when he will see you as a woman that is all staying home and doing nothing as someone that's like a liability, without him even realizing that you are home because of his kids, because you are raising the kids. Then eventually he might actually meet someone that he thinks that is in his own level of career and understanding, and moving with this person. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We just here for educational and informative purposes, so please subscribe if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.